Right, so let's start out with fixing this a bit. I don't know what these colors are. I'm not digging them at all. Let's see. It's this guy. Let's do a nice green. A lighter green. Let's get a yellow in here. Gotta have some yellow. Let's do an orange. We'll probably add some. Let's see. Okay, so what do we got here? Okay, let's do good maps that are unbalanced. Bad maps should be removed from quick match, and then I think we need. Let's do one more, and we'll do bad maps that can be fixed. Perfect. Let's do this, and then this. Nope, nope. Wait. That. There we go. Perfect. Look at that. Beautiful. All right. So let's get started. All right, we've got Across the Frost, the first map. I would say let's see. I think this can be fixed, but would we call this a bad map? I'm gonna put it here for now, and we might change that later. I'm not sure yet, but we shall see. Arabian Oasis, a goated map, one of the best. Not much to be said about that one. TFO, it's a good map that's not balanced. That is unbalanced, if you will. Um, Another great map. Another great map. Good map. Good map. Good map. I'm gonna put a couple out here and then I'm gonna sort them a bit. Since I do that anyway, like, whenever I make a list, then I sort them after anyway. So once we get to like halfway, I'll say once we get to like split level, we'll sort them a bit. Alright. Jabal. I'd say Jabal is. Wait, no, no, no. It's a bad map that can be fixed. I believe fixing the bridges at the start of the map is fixing 90% of the problems of the map. Um, and then maybe adjusting. I feel like you can. I don't know how exactly how to fix it, but I'm not a fan of like a massive ore patch to start, and then just like a big ass gem patch for your second patch. So it's kind of like you put down your ref, right? Your first ref. You eat the starting gems, and then you move your MCV to the massive gem patch. Um, and then after you eat that, you eat the massive ore patch at your start, and then that's pretty much when the game ends. I'm not a fan of that. I'm sure there can be ways to fix that map a bit. So I would just throw it in there for now. Um, yeah, and then at the end, if anything, I might even add another one that's good maps that can be fixed. Maybe. We'll see. Alright. Pirate Bay should be in quick match. No question about it. Proving Grounds, good map. It's people hate it or love it. I'm actually kind of in between. Sometimes I enjoy it, sometimes I don't, but it's a good map. You can't deny it. I think all factions are viable on it. Obviously, Soviet is way stronger than Allied or Yuri there, but they all factions have winning chances. Therefore, it's a good map in my opinion. Okay, moving on. Reconcile, very good map. It's not exactly balanced though. We'll throw it in over here. Good maps that are not balanced or unbalanced. Yuri's not viable at all. And Soviet is much stronger than Allied. So I would say it's pretty unbalanced. I think I actually made of my own version of that map where I opened up the middle and I got rid of the derricks. Um, and it played so much better, but it just didn't catch on. But something like that can be done, and the map would be way better. But for now, it's a it's fun to play, but it's very unbalanced. Favors Soviet a lot. Actually, put it below UFO. Sen River, very fun map. Oh, actually, that's River Divide. Sorry. Made by the same guy, Polly. Shout out to Polly. He makes, in my opinion, he makes the best maps, right now. Like, in the last year, he's definitely made the best maps, um, of recent time. Obviously, Jalad is in there. He makes good maps too. But Polly has made two of the best maps in a while. And I'm pretty sure he's made quite a few others. But let's put this somewhere. Good map. Above Proving Grounds. Yeah, I think that's fair. Oh yeah, we're not sorting them yet. Ah, fuck it, let's sort them right now. Alright, so I would put Hail Mary up here. Try Heat here. Yeah, that. I think that's good. Sen River, one of the best maps for sure. I would put that here. Split level. Throw this bad boy in good maps. Above. In my opinion, split level is So vs Yuri is very fun, but Allied doesn't play there because Yuri is hard counter to Allied in general, and Soviet. You never really see Soviet versus Yuri or Soviet versus Allied on that map, so we're not too sure how good it is. But Soviet's obviously better than Allied on this map. So I wouldn't really say it's unbalanced. Um, yeah, I think that's fair. We'll leave it at where it is. Alright. Stardusk. I'll throw this bad boy. It's a very good map. It's used to be shit. Since the update, it's pretty good. Um, Probably right there. I think that's fair. Alright. Um, Teller Prime. I'm not a fan. I believe it can probably be fixed. I didn't put too much thought into how, but I'm sure there's a way of fixing the problems with the map. The main problem with the map is that um, Soviet, like, for the most part on any map that's like an infinite money map. So, for those of you who aren't aware of the map, it's got two starting derricks, right? And then you have starting gems, and then you have starting gems at the bottom of the map too. And then if you build at the bottom and you stretch, you can get a whole nother patch of gems as well. Those are only viable for Soviet because Soviet can just uh, put a barracks at the bottom, put a war factory down there, and start building towards it. And then they could mass conscripts. Usually, what happens, like I'm saying, the Soviet will kind of build their stuff at the bottom of the base, bottom of the map. And then they'll make like 30 conscripts at the start since they have infinite money right away. And then they'll just use those 30 conscripts to kill your Derrick at the bottom, whether you're allied or Yuri, and there's not much you can do about it. They'll go 0, and maybe take both of your Derricks out right away. If not, maybe they'll NG one. And then it's just an automatic win for them because you have no. The way this map is set up is you have a starting gem patch at the top, you have one ore patch at the top, and then other than that, all your money's at the bottom of the map. So you lose your expansion, you lose the game. So, and there's not much you can do about it to defend. So I would say as of right now it's a bad map because it's unbalanced and it's too easy for Soviet to exploit that. If we can somehow fix that, then it would be a good map, but for right now it's I put it right where it is. Bad maps that could be fixed. All right. One sec. Siberia. Caverns of Siberia. Um, I mean it's a terrible map, but just like Teller Prime, I believe it could be fixed. Like top left is OP. Um, people often complain about bottom left, or no, yeah, again, people often complain about bottom left as well. Um, it's a very strong Soviet map. Yuri is pretty weak. Allied is pretty weak against Soviet, and Allied's weak in general against Yuri. So yeah, I think that's fair. Coldest Peak, similar to Siberia, where I mean it's better than Siberia. Well, Coldest Peak is one of those weird maps where there's nothing wrong with it, but Soviet's OP on it. Like, I mean, that's just kind of the game, though. It's not the map's fault. Any map where it's relatively small and you have a good eco at the start, Soviet's gonna be able to take advantage of that. Yuri's pretty weak there against Soviet. Allied is pretty weak in the early game against Soviet. So yeah, I would, but I don't think there's much problems. Like it's a good map. It's just that's how the game is. Mirror matches on it are fine. Everything's fine. Probably put it there. Nah, it's better than split level, I think. Even though I'd rather play split level than Coldest Peak, but I think Coldest Peak is objectively a better map. And it's probably better than Stardust too, to be honest. I prefer Dusk Ravine though. I think Dusk Ravine is a better map. All right. Copacabana, I'm not a fan. Not much to be said. It's not a good map. Soviet's really strong on it. Bottom left is Yuri's not too bad from bottom left, but Yuri is terrible from any other position. Um, Allied's not exactly viable either. Soviet just kind of takes over the center and just you know, does what they do. There's some options with France, but I don't think that's gonna help you much when Soviets just on 3 wars at like 2 minutes. So yeah, I'm not a fan of it. I would say it's a bad map. Country Swing. Oh, the OG, one of the best maps. Stood the test of time. The only map in Quick Match that has no starting gems. Very good map. I'll put it up in good maps. Probably here. I think that's fair. Hmm. Um, Dawn of Peril. It's a bad map that can be fixed. I'll put it here. Yeah. It's the main problem with this map is that there's just way too much gems. If you remove about 60 to 80% of the gems on the map, I think it would be way better, a way better map. As it stands, it's kind of boring when you're only eating gems the entire game. It's like you have 3 starting gem patches. Once you eat those, you move to mid or you build to mid. Then you're eating more gems. It's like Soviet can be on 4 wars in like the first 5 minutes of the game. It's pretty ridiculous. Yuri is just not viable. France is somewhat viable, but it's a pretty heavy Sov map. I think removing most of the gems would make it a much more balanced map since the map is pretty big. Would give Allied some chances against Soviet. And maybe Yuri can do some, like maybe Yuri can control the center because the thing about Yuri is they tend to be stronger on maps that don't have a huge eco because their miners work a bit better. You get more money per second than Soviet or Allied. So I think with less gems, it might help them out also. And then in general, like when there's gem patches, um, not so much on here, I guess, but in some spots, it's like the gems are mixed with the ore, so your slaves are retarded and they're just gonna eat the ore right next to the gems. So that can happen too, and then you're doing that while Soviet's just eating gems. Alright. So Desert Island, very good map. There's not a whole lot to be said about it, to be honest with you. It's a good map. It's plays well with all factions. France is very viable. Soviets obviously OP. Yuri is okay on it. I think it plays well for all factions. So yeah. This abortion. Yeah. No reason that should have ever been in quick match. Divide and conquer. One of the goated maps. It's very boring. Actually, I think I have a better version of it now. But as it stands, it's a solid map. Um, Not exactly balanced for Allied. Soviet versus Yuri is great on here though. So I'll put it a bit below the maps where well, below the more balanced maps, I would say. But it's I mean if you're looking for a 50-50 Soviet versus Yuri on that map, it's about as 50-50 as it gets. Alright, Dorado, one of the few maps that Berg made that are actually not trash, but it's not great either. We could put this in good maps though. Yeah, we'll put it at the bottom. Alright. Face Down. One of my favorites. I'm gonna throw this one in good maps that are not balanced, that are unbalanced. Simply because France is just like, it's like France or bust. Soviet obviously can compete with France, but it's like you can't use Yuri on this map because France is just gonna shit on it. So Yuri's not viable here. Yuri against Soviet. Soviet is stronger, but it's not just an auto win like it is with France against Yuri. So I'll throw it in there. I still enjoy the map a lot. And for that specific matchup of Soviet against France, it's very fun and quick. Get out real quick and someone's going to win within the first 5 minutes usually. Honestly, within the first 3 minutes. Heck, I'm gonna do a hot take here and say it's a bad map that can be fixed. I think there's many like Heck OG is better than the version we have, and I think we can do better than that even. Like there's ways to fix it, I'm sure. Spot 1 is like auto loss. Spot 2 is also very bad. Bottom is just so much stronger. Um, I mean that's if there's a way to fix it, I think there probably is, but I can't think of off the top of my head how to do it. But yeah, it's not a very good map. Jungle, it's a good map. Don't have too much to say about Jungle. It's probably like right here. I'm gonna put the Josh maps together. TMZ, I mean Soviet is so strong on this map against Allied and Yuri. But I mean it's again, that's just kind of how the game is, which is why you guys should play my Yuri balance patch one of these days. Plug. Be out in a week or two. That fixes all these problems. Yuri Pro balance patch. But anyways, it's a good map. Mm, yeah, I think that's fun. Bolter. Poltergeist. I think it's perfectly fine. All factions are viable. Nothing really to complain about. The only thing I don't like too much is the money on this map runs out almost instantly. But it's a pretty good map. I'll throw it right next to its snow counterpart. Speaking of snow, yellow snow. This is a pretty bad map. It's better than Copacabana though. I mean, if they changed the map, they should have actually fixed it. All they did was open it up a bit. They should have fixed the ore patches so they're not so shitty. And I mean these gems are pointless. Like I don't know, I'm not a fan of it at all. Not a fan of that map at all. Alright. Tiburon, something. Um I mean it's just where would we put this? Yuri's completely unviable on it. Might even be losing to Allied. Um obviously 100% losing to Sov. Um, people people thought it was like an allied map, but the more I play it, the more I realize it's a Sov map. It's very easy for Sov to just get 4 war factories within the first few minutes and then tech. Um, but I mean it's relatively balanced in terms of that matchup. I guess Allied versus Yuri is like 50-50, and then Allied versus Soviets like 70-30, 60-40, something for Soviet. So I guess it's technically alright. I'll put it at the bottom though. Yeah, Heck's terrible. It's bottom pretty much auto wins. Like spot bottom right automatically wins against top left, and then bottom left is very strong against top right. And since the map is only cross map, it's not top for spot or it's not LVR or anything. So it's just somebody's gonna get fucked on Heck. Like someone's getting the shit spot. And 50-50 where you're just praying for spots, that's a bad map. Similar to Siberia. Except that's not quite 50-50 because there's 3 spots you can get that are not very bad. It is a classic map that everybody plays, but the problem is people it's all nostalgia. Most people who play it and stuff, it's just because of it's an old map. But I mean, it's not even an old map because we're playing some shitty new version of it, not the OG one that the Chinese play, stuff like that. Like the original Heck with the big ass gem patch in the middle, that map's pretty good. Even today, it's still good. But the way it's set up now, it's just bottom is so much better, and it's terrible. But of course, these guys who, you know, they want to live in the past, they're gonna say it's good. It's going a lot quicker than I thought it would. All right. Yin Yang, brand new map. I've not played it a single time because I don't play Quick Match anymore because Quick Match is full of cheaters and alt accounts, laggers, and all that. So I've not even experienced this, but I do know the map. The huge gem patch just makes it a race towards middle. No, not really. What it does is it makes it to where top has the advantage of getting to middle first, whether they want to move to middle or build there and get there quickly. But if you ever watch the Chinese people who still play that map 24/7, it's not the person who moves mid or something, it's not an auto win for them. They know how to punish you. Like if let's say you're like top left and they're bottom right, if you move to middle right away at the beginning of the game, they know how to punish you and just rush you and win right away. So it becomes more of a like you're not moving right away because you know you'll die from a rush, but you're gonna move a bit earlier and then they have to deal with that. So it becomes interesting. It makes it way more dynamic and not just the same boring stuff that it is now. Anyways, back to this. Yin Yang. Um, like I said, I've not played this map in forever. But it's a good map. I can't complain. It's let's see. Probably throw it like up here. Maybe that. Heartland should be in quick match. Thin Ice should be in quick match. Well, that was quick. It'll take me 30 minutes. I guess not too bad. That's a good video. But yeah, so this is pretty much it. This is the quick match map pool. The top three are not in quick match. They should be. I could have added like 10 other maps that should have been in quick match, but I think this is a start. Like I said, be on the lookout for my rebalance patch. It's coming within 1 week or 2 weeks, and then we're gonna start running show matches for it all the time, and there'll be tournament probably at the start of next year, if not sooner. Maybe in December. We'll see what's up, but um, once we get it rolling, we're gonna be adding we're gonna be adding maps to the map pool that the shitty admins on here won't, you know. That's another reason that I stopped playing quick match, to be honest. It's the map pool's been the same for fucking 2 years. It's just like the only maps that get added yeah, the only maps that get added are these shitty maps that Berg makes and just throws them in because he's an admin. But it's like, why is Pirate Bay not in quick match? You know, why is Heartland not in quick match? Why is Denice not in quick match? Why is Sahara Mirage not in quick match? Why is GSF not in quick match? Like, there's so many maps like that. Yeah, he does. But the only thing I could say is Berg he made Downhill Rush, which is a good map right here. And he made Dorado, which is an okay map. Other than that, he's made some shit. He's made some stinkers. Like this garbage that should not be in quick match. Okay, well let's go through this real quick since we're done. Let's see if I have any change of heart. So Arabian Oasis is the best map, huh? I think that's fair. I kind of think Sen River might be better, but we could leave it. Let's see, Heartland or not Heartland. Hail Mary, Dry Heat, Downhill Rush, Desert Island, Divide. This looks pretty good, I think. I think this is I think it looks good. I'm gonna throw this bad boy up here because it's slightly better than those maps. Yeah, I think that's good. Well, that'll do it. Thanks for watching, boys, and see you when I see you. Peace.